RGV music. Let's go. This is the McCalla Night podcast, bringing you the weekly RGV music recap and upcoming shows for the weekend. We also have an interview with Canon the Dealers, where we talk about the band, their new EP, and their latest music video. I really enjoy talking with them. They're a cool group of guys and they're putting in the work. Here is their song, Wearing Thin by Canon the Dealers. That was Wearing Thin by Canon the Dealers. We'll speak to them real soon, but first let's get to the shows coming at you this weekend and then the new RGV alternative music I discovered. Tonight is the benefit show for Palestine at 707 Coffee House, brought to you by Half the Sky. Very controversial war, kind of a litmus test when you find out where someone stands on the issue. Lots of destruction, displacement, and tragedy, especially to the countless children there who have nothing to do with creating the conflict. And there's no accountability for the recklessness and the quote-unquote collateral damage, all funded by our tax dollars against our will. I can go on, but if this issue is near and dear to you, show up and support. It's a $7 cover. There'll be art and other cultural displays of Palestine, as well as performances by High Regard, Bice, Italia is Kawaii, The Lunatics, and more. Tonight in McAllen, there's a metal show at the Gremlin with Mind Eater, Arms First, and Hate Beast. Also tonight in McAllen at the Flying Walrus, we have a lot of great names I haven't seen in a while. Landlocked Pirates were the most surprising since I haven't heard from them in 10 plus years. There's also OK Robot, the metal supergroup Nautilus versus Pangolin, and Deceiver. So indie, metal, shoegaze, all on one stage. Don't miss out. And that's all I got for events this weekend. Yeah, I didn't find anything for Saturday or Sunday, nothing in Harlingen or Brownsville. But if I do, I'll repost a flyer on Instagram. So follow me there. All right, let's talk music. Here are some RGV albums I've discovered recently. The first two are a few months old, but they're worth mentioning since I've been on hiatus for so long and didn't get a chance to talk about them. First up is an art pop album titled Experience by Annu. It's extravagant, immersive, full of rich texture, all tied together by her lilting, ethereal voice. There's themes of life, time, and love. Definitely worth a listen. Next, we have a fun retro gaming inspired album called PlayOnline by Shriek in collaboration with Dechibi. It's full of electronic break beats, glossy synths, and has a pristine quality throughout. It's exuberant, nostalgic, catchy. What's not to like? Once again, for you gamers out there, that's PlayOnline by Shriek. For the last artist I'll mention, he or she is pretty mysterious considering I can't find them anywhere else since they deleted their Bandcamp account. So all that's left is their YouTube page. Also, they don't have a real profile photo or info. The name is Everlasting Ripples, and the most recent album is titled Find Your Spark. It's 4 rather lengthy ambient pieces, full of crackling background noise, sporadic piano keys, and moody drones swelling and fading. It's scenic, it's brooding, has an air of mystery. That's Find Your Spark by Everlasting Ripples on YouTube. All right, now for the interview. Canon the Dealers. They just released their EP titled At Least the Weather's Nice. 10 minutes of hooky, moody, fuzzy indie rock. You heard their song Wearing Thin during the intro. Here is 3/4 of Canon the Dealers. All right, so let's start off. What do you all want us to know about you guys, Canon the Dealers?
We're a 4-piece indie rock band from Brownsville, Texas. We play indie rock, and yeah, that's kind of the gist of it.
Well, it's great to hear because, this is called the McAllen night, so I cover more of the McAllen side, so it's always great to have, more of the Brownsville side of the scene.
Yeah,
Definitely.
no, for sure, for sure. McAllen's got a really cool, lineage of good bands coming out of there. I mean, that's where, the whole indie scene is really strong, even going back to a few years ago with like bands like Sycamore and stuff, so that's where it's all happening.
Yeah, it's cool you guys talk about lineage because you've been around for some years now. I mean, this isn't your first release. So what do you feel is great about this release compared to your last ones?
I think with this one, it feels like a new era that we're more honed in on what we're doing as a band. We know what we want in a direction that we all like. The first EPs and stuff like that, they're cool, but I think when it comes to the terms of production, we weren't really taking into account how are we going to play this live, So now we're focusing more on writing songs that translate really well live, but also sound the same on the record, if that makes sense.
Sure, for sure. Because you guys were kind of your hit was Out of Here, and then you released a live version of it.
Yeah, and you can hear like the major difference in that, right?
Yeah, and I love the song, and when I heard the Red Fence session version of it, I was like, oh wow, this like
Yeah.
took on a whole new life.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, and that's like thanks to like, all the guys and stuff like that. Like Lane switches up the solo live. Luis, our drummer who can't be here, he speeds it up a bit more. I start adding vocal fries just to, make things more intense. And Tony just holds it down on the bass, and that intensity is to make up for like the lack of shakers or backing tracks. In the recorded version, it's doubled guitars,
Lots of
shake.
different percussions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of different percussion going on there.
Yeah, I had totally noticed the difference and everything you
Yeah.
all added to it. It made me, regret missing the release show for this EP because yeah, I love the EP, but sometimes I'm like, man, I think I should be hearing this live. But
Yeah, yeah.
It's a completely different ballgame. I think we're a lot louder and rowdier, I guess.
for sure, for sure. Well, I like that you also mentioned that you all kind of know what you want when it came to this EP because I do hear the difference. It's first of all, it's quick, so y'all condensed your sound into four quick songs in just 10 minutes. You
Hmm.
you get the essence of Ken and the Dealers pretty
Yeah.
thoroughly, and I really like that. I kind of like short releases. Sometimes I like high concept long releases, but also I kind of like those quick burst releases
Mm-hmm.
and you caught all the speed, kind of your punk rock energy you guys bring as well. But also
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the fuzziness in the recording, fits so
Yeah.
well with it, and it's very moody as well.
Yeah.
So you caught
Yeah,
all of it, the moodiness, the energy, fuzziness, it's all there.
I've been told by people, yeah, this one is a lot like moodier, a little darker. It's I guess the emotion, but
Mm-hmm.
it still catches like the yeah, like you were saying, like it's a lot fast pacer, but yeah, it's still a lot more moodier.
Definitely still has those pop hooks in there too.
Yeah.
Nick's a very good songwriter when it comes to like hooky lyrics, melodies. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. With the and you pack a full band punch to it, so no shortage of hooks, no shortage of riffage.
Yeah, and it makes me happy, that you kind of picked up on what we were trying to put down. It was, it's just trying to capture that four dudes in a garage type of sound. I think using the fuzziness really helps kind of create that environment and let people know, like, okay, like that's what these guys are trying to do. I want it to sound like we're playing live through your
Very, yeah.
speakers. Yeah.
Very raw.
Very, very raw.
Sure, and you capture that in not just with audio, but with your video as well. Because I saw the music video for "Wearing Thin,"
Mm-hmm.
and
Mhm.
that the way the video was playing out, it captured kind of the essence of this EP as well. Because it was very lively, it was very candid, it was in black and white as well, so kind of looked nostalgic. But you can see the energy of the crowd, of the band, of you guys, and it kind of captured that candidness, that rawness as well.
I think that's exactly what we wanted to go for with that video. Me and Nick were talking about that. How we wanted it to make it seem like the listener or the watcher is like along for the ride in
Mm-hmm.
that video.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. Thank you guys again for taking the call and speaking with us, being the first ones on this kind of revived podcast I'm doing. So yeah, thank you guys for taking a chance on me as well. So
No,
look,
no problem, dude. Thank you for having us, man. Honestly.
well, thanks again, guys, and you all have a great night.
All right. Yeah. Thank you so much
Thank
for your
you. Thank
time.
you so much.
Well, that went well. Really glad for those guys. Their next RGB show is on May 17 in Brownsville, but look out, San Antonio. They're playing there real soon, so follow them on Instagram to keep up with their event schedule during what looks to be a busy year for them. They'll be posting music video for their song Blurry soon, so follow them on YouTube as well. Thanks for supporting and listening to RGV Alternative Music. This is The McAllenite. Follow me on all the socials and podcast apps. Visit themcallenite.com as well. Have a great weekend. See you all next Friday.